Have you ever wondered what goes through the minds of individuals facing life sentences or even the death penalty? Join us as we delve into the courtroom outbursts and shocking reactions of individuals sentenced to life. Dexter Johnson, a 19-year-old with a significant criminal history, was sentenced to death in 2007 for his involvement in the rape, murder and robbery of two individuals, in addition to Maria Apparecci. Initially, Johnson seemed to comprehend the judge's ruling during his hearing, but his reaction quickly turned violent. In a sudden outburst, he hurled a chair and unleashed a torrent of yelling, prompting court personnel to intervene and restrain him. Despite claims of a potential mental disability, Johnson's death sentence stood firm as the court conducted further investigations. The gravity of Johnson's actions, which resulted in the loss of multiple innocent lives, emphasized the severity of the punishment he received. The legal process surrounding his case aimed to ensure a fair examination of all relevant factors, including any potential mental health considerations, before reaching a final verdict. Ted Kaczynski, better known as the Unabomber, was a convicted terrorist who committed a series of bombings that caused the death of 3 people and numerous injuries. His reign of terror came to an end when he was captured, tried, and ultimately sentenced to 8 consecutive life terms in prison. Surprisingly, instead of feeling remorse or regret, Kaczynski saw his life sentences as a triumph. In an unexpected turn of events, he decided to list his multiple life sentences as part of a tribute to his college alumni association ahead of his 50-year class reunion. However, the association later apologized for including his name in the publication. This incident highlights the twisted perspective of an individual who viewed his heinous acts as a form of success, leaving society to grapple with the complexities of understanding the mind of a terrorist. Bass Webb. During his trial, Bass Webb displayed a lack of discipline that only exacerbated his already troubling situation. Initially convicted and sentenced to 50 years for the murder of his ex-girlfriend, Webb's behavior continued to spiral out of control. Years later, he found himself facing a life sentence for yet another murder. When the judge posed a question, Webb responded by spitting at her, an act of defiance that only served to worsen his circumstances. The court was well aware of the victims involved in the case, making his disrespectful behavior unnecessary. Consequently, Webb received an additional 37-year prison term for this reprehensible incident, further cementing the consequences of his actions. Adrian Dunn found himself in a tragic situation during a drug deal gone wrong, resulting in the fatal shooting of Raheem Charles. The prosecutors highlighted Dunn's criminal past during his trial, arguing that it greatly increased the likelihood of him committing such a crime. The court ultimately concurred with their argument, leading to a life sentence for Dunn. Upon hearing the verdict, Dunn's emotions erupted, prompting him to shout at the court's officers and even attempt to engage in a physical altercation. However, his resistance was swiftly subdued, and he was forcibly removed from the courthouse premises. The dramatic turn of events underscored the gravity of the situation and the profound impact of criminal history on legal proceedings. Keith Ferguson. In a dramatic courtroom scene, Keith Ferguson displayed a disturbing outburst. Ferguson, who was suspected of murdering his wife and her father, could be seen throwing a tantrum during his sentencing. Failing to comply with court decorum, he refused to stand or raise his hand. Instead, he shocked onlookers by using profanity and boldly expressing his indifference towards his fate. Even as he faced an unalterable life sentence, Ferguson seemed unmoved, brazenly telling the judge that he didn't care if they took his life. This unsettling display of defiance and disregard for the severity of his crimes left witnesses stunned, providing a chilling glimpse into the mind of a man facing the consequences of his horrific actions. Darrell Brooks. Darrell Brooks found himself facing an unimaginable fate as he received not 1 but 6 life sentences. The severity of his crimes must have been truly heinous. Brooks was apprehended for the horrifying act of driving his SUV into a crowd of individuals who had gathered for a Christmas parade. Tragically, this despicable act resulted in the deaths of 6 innocent people and left numerous others injured. Throughout his trial, Brooks exhibited a shocking disregard for the gravity of his actions. Instead of showing remorse, he made absurd and lengthy statements that seemed to have no end. He even went so far as to insult the district attorney, refusing to offer any apologies for the devastation he had caused. As a consequence, the court delivered a staggering sentence of at least 800 years, ensuring that Brooks would spend the rest of his life behind bars. Thank you for joining us on this thought-provoking journey through courtroom dramas and the profound consequences of these individuals' actions. If you found this video informative and engaging, please hit the like button and share it with others who may be interested in exploring these gripping stories. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more captivating content like this. We appreciate your support and look forward to bringing you more intriguing discussions in the future.